hands up so I know you're out there. Yeah, that's right. All right, I see them. That's right. Come on, Kevin, get those hands up. I see him, my brother. Attaboy. To the grace of God, the Fellowship of Alcoholics Anonymous, my home group, the primary purpose group, right here in Wildwood, New Jersey. My sponsor is a guy named Ben, and my permanent sobriety date is October 31st of 1983. And for that, I'm eternally grateful. And let me tell you something. Right off the bat, 40 minutes. I started my time. Look, this is what a good speaker does. Okay, you see that? So, like, I've been at conventions and conferences, and the speaker, after about an hour and 15 minutes, how much time I got to still go? Like, 15 minutes ago, pal. Come on, we got a dance to go to. But anyway, so I'm timing myself. I know I got 40 minutes. That's all I need, man. It's more than enough. I want to welcome everybody. I want to say hi to everybody from the beautiful shores of New Jersey. I live at the corner of New Jersey. My girlfriend's on the call. Everybody say hi to Suzanne L. Hi, Suzanne. Good to see you. And everybody else, really great to see you. I know some of my friends are here. There's just so many people here. 286 people. Way to go, group. Go, group. Making this message available for 286 people. That's crazy cool. And a lot of animals. That's a lot of animals in the background. Good job. So tonight, man, not running the show, as Allie said. That's what he gave me. And I kind of like that. And if you want to go to your big books and find out where it's at, I'm going to help you out. I'm going to do something very unsponsored-like. I'm going to actually tell you where it's at in the book. All right, so if you go to page 87 of your big books, and by the way, get your big books out, everybody. Come on, get your big books out and get your markers out and get your book out. And on page 87, it says, as we go through the day, we pause when agitated or doubtful and ask for the right thought to come, okay? And now it's so hard for me to read this book sometimes. I got so much writing in there. And everybody's saying my book, that's ridiculous. I must be into this program, right? Let me put this under the light. Okay, all right. And it says, we ask for the right thought or action, right? And as we remind ourselves, we are not running the show, humbly saying to ourselves many times each day, thy will, not mine, be done. And that is so important when we finally get to step 11. You know, by the time we reach step 11, man, we've taken 10 steps, hopefully with our sponsor. Hopefully our sponsor is sitting across the table from us, and we've taken the steps with them. You know, we've learned on page 30 that we fully conceded to our innermost selves that we're not called. Give me a couple head nods. If you've done that, couple head nods. I'm looking around the room. Yeah, see Teresa nodding her head. That beautiful orange room. Hi, Teresa. Always good to see you. And then we got to page 47, right? And we finally said, like dummies to our sponsor, yeah, I believe, I'm willing to believe there's a paradise of, okay, sponsor, what's next? Let's go to 63. Then we go to 63, and we actually take that third step. We could do all this in like 10 minutes if we got a good sponsor, right? You know, we can actually go through these steps rapidly. At least that's the way Dr. Bob did it in the old timers, and I love that. And in the third step prayer, we ask God to take away our difficulties. Not so we can look good, not so we can look great, not so we can put on a mask and say, hey, look at me. No, so that we take away my difficulties so that victory over them, right, Allie, may bear witness to those that I would help of thy power, thy love, and thy way of life. And then we go into 4 and 5. You know, and we start facing the facts about ourselves. We start clearing away the debris, right? That's in the road of God coming in through our brokenness, through the portal, our portal of brokenness. Please be vulnerable, alcoholics. When you get a chance to be vulnerable, please be vulnerable. And then we go to 6 and 7, and all we get is 2 paragraphs. Man, at first I thought our founders cheated us, Ali. 2 paragraphs on page 76. One paragraph goes through step 6 where it talks about our willingness, and then one paragraph right after that, you know, it says, now, my creator, now you can have all of me, good and bad. And then we ask our creator to take us, and then we get to 8 and 9. And quite frankly, that's only a few pages as well. We make the list, right? And we made the list in step 4 of all the persons we had harmed. We became willing again. There's that willingness to make amends to them all. And then in step 9, we made direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure their mothers. And then Samantha, the good news comes. We get to step 10. we get to the God consciousness stage, right? We get to that vital sixth sense. You know, when next time you're at a meeting and they ask for a topic, say, vital sixth sense, please. And they're going to look at you like you got 3 heads. And we know what that is. That's the God consciousness, right? It's at 10, man. We develop it, man. Instead of making fun of somebody, all of a sudden we're like, that might hurt them. Let me just hold on to that thought. Let me think of others. What did it say, Teresa? Constant thought of others. Not constant thought of ourselves, of what can I get to feel, to rest enough satisfaction in our life, but constant thought of others. Strenuous work with others, right? And then we get to where we're at now. Step 11. So step 11, sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood him, praying only for the knowledge of his will for us and the power to carry that out. And right away, I always go to 164. When I'm on step 11 with the guys, we bang right to 164. Because I tell them, this is the most important sentence for you. And here it comes. And it begins with C, S-E-E. And it's about 12 sentences up on the bottom of the page. And it says this, ladies and gentlemen, see to it that your relationship with him is right. And great events will come to pass. Great events, not good events, not okay events. How you doing? Oh, not bad. Not bad events. How you doing? Oh, well, okay. Not okay events, you know. But listen to this, Mickey. This is what the big book says. It says great events will come to pass for you and for countless others. That's the great fact, not the good fact, not the not so bad fact, not the, oh, okay, how you doing? Oh, I'm okay. I'm all right. How you doing? You know, in Jersey, how you doing? Oh, how you doing? You know, come on, killing me. How you doing? I'm amazing. I'm living the dream. I got 12 steps in my life, Mickey. You know what I mean? I'm fired up. I'm ready. Hey, Teresa, sometimes I'm doing so good, I can't even raise my hand in a meeting because I know there's going to be about 22 people in that meeting saying, oh, my God, here he goes again. Gratitude, excitement, enthusiasm. The God within. I know he's going to say that. Clancy's got that into my head. The God within. The Greek word of enthusiasm is entheos. And theos is God, and it was within. When Clancy told me that at the International Convention in Toronto, in your hometown, Ali, it just blew me away. And all right, keep nodding your head. I love that. Thank you. Let me know that you guys are listening. Let me know you guys are feeling what I'm putting out. There's Renee from Ontario, Alan from Toronto, Amy from Ontario, Timmy P, my boy Timmy from Florida. What's up, my brother? All right, we got some good friends in the house. Hi, Kathy. Hi, David W. from Baltimore. Wow, they let Baltimore in the USA in. What, are you out of the jail? Good job, dude. And anyway, so we're here. We're in step 11, and now we're going to talk about a few things out of the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous that I really love to talk about. Go to the bottom of the page on page 85. Open up your big books to page 85. I know you got it. If not, I'll read your big book for you. I always got told by my sponsor, don't let anybody read your big book. Get your own big book and read it. Find your own answers. On page 85, Samantha, here's what it says. Step 7 suggests prayer and meditation. Suggests. What does suggest mean? Suggest means proposes. Let's read it again. Step 11 proposes prayer and meditation. I like that. Then it says, we shouldn't be shy on this matter of prayer. Let's look up what shy means. Most of us know it's to be reserved, hesitant, and fearful. So what's Wilson telling us here? Don't be reserved. Don't be hesitant. And by all means, don't be fearful about prayer. Let's do it. Let's just get out there. Let's say the Lord's, let's hold hands. Some of us at the end of a meeting, I know a lot of our group, let's hold hands and let's say a prayer. You're not going to, well, you can't hold hands now. Whatever, there's a little pandemic going on. But after the pandemic and we begin to hold hands again, don't be afraid of people. Like Kashina, come on, man. You know, you were never, I don't know about you guys, but when I was drinking and doing all those illegal, non-conference approved goods, dry goods, I didn't care about who touched me or what touched me or who I touched or what I touched. And now we come in here, oh, I don't hold hands. I don't. Oh, cut it out. Hogwash. You know, just let it go, man, and let's go. Let's go on a journey. Let's go on a journey on step. Who's ready to go on a journey on step 11? Raise your hand. Come on, Susan H. Come on, Dad, that a girl. Come on, everybody. I'm seeing everybody's hands. I'm going to go to the second page. Don't stop. Let me see those hands. Let me see those hands. Hey, come on, Ellen H. I know you're Ambrose. At a boy. Good grace. Hey, there's Claude. I know you got a lot of time there, Claude. I know you're sponsored. At a girl. And anyway, so we're here. Let's go on a journey. Let's get excited and let's go. You know, it says better. Let's go to page 86. Better men than we are using it constantly. It works. This is prayer. This is meditation. If we have the proper attitude and we work at it. So if we have the proper attitude, so what's your attitude look like? Well, let me tell you what it should look like by the time we're at step 11. By the time we're at step 11, we should have a new attitude. We should have a new way of life. We should have a new way of thinking. We should be going to meetings now and not thinking about what we can get out of it, but what we can give. Not what we can take anymore. Drunkalogs. I mean, sit there and deal with it because you gave long drunkalogs when you were new. Cut it out. You know, I love that stuff. I remember a guy, I'm a past delegate of Area 45, Southern New Jersey, Panel 48. It's on the General Service Board for a little while. And this dude wrote to Bill Wilson. I always studied Bill Wilson. And this dude wrote to Bill Wilson, right, about these, this influx of youthful hippie kids coming to AA and with their mini skirts and da-da-da-da, and they're chanting. This is about 1965. And how upset this guy was, and they're a threat to AA. Bill Wilson was very diplomatic in his answers, which I've learned how to do. You know, if you ever write GSO, here's what you're going to hear. Well, yes and no. Just giving you a heads up. And Bill Wilson was emblematic of what an amazing leader and how much vision he had, Teresa. And Bill Wilson said, "Dear concerned member from Arkansas, I'm sure your motives are very good in writing this letter. However, let me tell you my experience. This is for Bill Wilson. Let me tell you my experience in working with some some young people. There was a whole group of them came to the office last Friday. Okay, they had long hair and mini skirts, and they said they did a lot of things other than alcohol, but the alcohol was their problem. He said, let me say this to you. They were about the best AAs I've met yet. We had one of the young gals chair our meeting, our normal meeting, and it was one of our favorite meetings in the world. They were all excitable, and they were all into Alcoholics Anonymous. Then Bill says something really cool. He says, I think we should encourage the movement, but something tells me they got something. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've ever been to an AA International Convention, raise your hand. Everybody's been to an AA International Convention. I see a lot of hands. Well, always there is Icky Paw. International Conference of Young People, and they're always on the bottom, you know, as we're listening to the big speakers, and they're going around the bottom, and yeah, they got some crazy colors on, and yeah, they might have all their clothes appropriately on, but the reality of this, they're sober, they're happy, right, and they're having fun. And listen, if that's what they need at 18 and 19 and 20 and 21 and 22, let's encourage them. So I got sober when I was 22. I got sober, oh, by the way, in young people's conferences. So it's got a little bit of now I'm 36 years sober, and I get to go to adult conferences now, right, Ali? You know, and the reality of it is I never forget my roots. I never. By the way, let me just share this with you. When I was new, so here's my experience. When I was new, I used to have sometimes well-meaning people say to me, wow, thank God you're getting sober young. That's great. You got your whole life ahead of you. Now, I know their motive is good. I know their motive is fantastic. I'm pretty sure they mean well. Maybe a little jealousy or envy. I don't know. But here's what I feel, or here's what I heard. Man, you're not as bad as me, but we'll accept you for a while. You know, we'll say. So when I came here at 22 years old, ladies and gentlemen, I was so bad that I had just lived from an attempted suicide. I was so bad when I came here. Alcoholics Anonymous. Teresa, I was a convicted felon. I was a fugitive from justice. I was wanted by the law. I hated myself. My own parents didn't want me. I smelled. I stunk. I didn't have a place to stay. I think my last residence was a Salvation Army, and I came here, and you people loved me. You want to talk about the 11th step? You people showed me your God. Mickey, that meant the world to me, my friend. And that's my job today. When I suit up, when I get ready to share the meeting, that's because I believe that AA is sacred ground. A lot of my friends say that, and I say it as well. This is sacred ground right now. I was out in Barrie, Ontario, not too long before COVID-19, and at Butch's group, and carrying the message of Alcoholics Anonymous. And we went through the middle of town alley, and I saw a fellow laying on the bench in the middle of the day, in a warm day, and he had a lot of clothes on, right, Samantha? And he had all his clothes there as his pillow. And I stopped for a second, and I took a picture on my iPhone. And it's one of my favorite pictures I've ever had. One of my friends with me and one of my hosts gave the fellow, I don't know what your bills are out there, like a 20 Pentecostal piece. I don't know what he's calling them. And tip, I don't even know what your money is, whatever it is. We call them $20, right, Teresa? Here, somebody gave him a 20 spot. I don't know what you guys got. 10 spots. I don't even know what they are. But I'm so grateful to be sober. And it was so cool to see that. And it made my whole convention when I was out there. I talked about it when I went back to the hotel. Yeah, I love that stuff. Let's go back to page 86. It would be easy to be vague about this matter, yet we believe we can make some definite and valuable suggestions. See, our founders realized that they didn't want to be vague about this prayer and meditation. And you know why? Because it's that important. And so now they really spelled it out here for 2 pages. The proper way to pray and the proper way to meditate. And I'm sure other speakers that have done this 40 minutes, that have gone through this, but it never hurts. You know, it never hurts. You know, I'm in university, and there's some things that I do every once in a while that are repetitive. The reality is some of it is very, very, very important. So it says, when we retire at night, we constructively review our day. Were we resentful? Were we selfish? Were we dishonest? Or were we afraid? Do we owe an apology? That's big. That's the one I always remember. Do I owe an apology to anybody? I hope not. I hope I try to get them. I don't like them steps. I don't like having to continue to take a personal inventory. And when I was wrong, promptly admitted it. Remember Arthur Fonzarelli on Happy Days? Remember Howard? He couldn't even say he was wrong. Remember? I was I was and I know it, right, Howard? And a lot of us have a problem saying we're wrong. Just say it. Say it. So I made a mistake. And once you start doing that, it becomes a lot easier. It becomes habit, right? And you say, I was wrong. Please forgive me. What can I do to make it right? Have we kept something to ourselves which should be discussed with another person? And here it is, at once. Look how Bill puts that in there, at once, immediately. I love that stuff. Where could we have done better? Here's a good one. Were we thinking of ourselves most of the time? I hear speakers all the time say that. I'm not much, but all I think about. Please, I turn off as soon as I hear that. Because if you're a speaker of Alcoholics Anonymous and you're speaking to 500 people and that's one of your jokes, please leave it out. Because it's not Alcoholics Anonymous. Selfishness, right, Teresa? And self-centeredness. That we think is the root of our problems. How can something be funny if that's the root of our problems? Today we want to be solution-based, right, Tina? We want to be able to say to people, hey, man, today, man, believe it or not, I think about people other than me. Today I get up and I love being on Zoom. I've taken steps with guys in Scotland here on Zoom. I love it, man. It's so cool. You know, you can look at what's wrong or you can look at the silver lining. Dr. Paul says it best in page 419. He says, if we're looking for what's wrong in the world or what's wrong in AA, we will find it. Huh? When we start looking for what's right, then we find, oh, yeah, I know, I get it. Well, geez, Rob, you're just a cheerleader. You're drinking the Kool-Aid. You bet your sweet bippy I am. I'm drinking the AA Kool-Aid because for many, many decades, I drank the other stuff. And what it did, it was shivering denizens of its mad realm going through my body. I ended up in jail cells. I ended up in mental hospitals. I ended up living on the streets. I didn't have a nice suit on. I didn't have suspenders that matched my tie, you know? Somebody's got their, Josh, hey, Josh, how you doing? Josh got his thing up there. I'm sorry. Anyway, but the long and short of this today, I got a great life today. I got a great life today. And why wouldn't I shout this from the rooftops? Hey, by the way, we're here because Ebby shouted the great tidings to Bill Wilson. We don't know that. On page 19, Bill says, what really impressed me about Ebby when he did his 12-step call on me, right? He shouted the great tidings. So don't be afraid to talk about this thing in alcohol. Don't be afraid to be enthusiastic. What's Dr. Bob saying in his last message? Dr. Bob says we get out of this program in direct proportion to our zeal, our enthusiasm, and our stick-to-this. Look, even Ann's dog saying, yeah, dude, keep going. My mama's happy. That a boy. That's a good puppy. And I want to have zeal, man. I had zeal when I was drinking. I had a judge one time called me a religious zealot because I had robbed the entire church. The entire church. The only thing I didn't take was the church, you know. And today, I'm a good boy. Today, I lead a Bible study team at Lighthouse Church. Carol, you know where my church is. And through the grace of God, I don't rob them anymore. Today, I don't put that poison in me. Where was that at? I think I just saw a great, was it in Not God? Well, anyway, we'll get to that. Anyway, let's get back to the book. Let's get back to step 11. So here's so this big book, it says Allie, it says we have complete directions in here, precise, clear cut. So I'm going to go over just a couple of them because I really like them. It says here, are we thinking about what we could do for others and what we can pack into the stream of life? I'm organizing an international workshop, my second one right now. We're going to have it on June 7th, 1,000 people. I got our speakers. I got Billy Ann. I got Beth H. I got Bobby C. And we got all the locals that are in this service. We're going to talk about service. It's on AA's birthday. And we're going to talk about happy birthday, AA. I'm trying to add to the stream of life and have fun, man. And there's nothing like it, man. After making our review, we ask for God's forgiveness and inquire what corrective measures should be taken. Oh, look at that. Our book says we talk to God. That's kind of cool, man. I hope you have a relationship like I talk to God all the time. Sometimes it's when I'm out in the ocean on my surfboard. Sometimes it's when I'm in my Jeep. Susie's on the call. I called Susie the other day. My Jeep, I was in my Jeep Wrangler. The top was down. My hat was on backwards. My hair, I got so much hair. It's crazy. My hair was flying in the air. And she said, I can't hear you. But she loves me, I think. On Awakening, page 86. Let us think about the 24 hours ahead. Now, when we awake, we consider our plans for the day. Before we begin, we ask God to direct our thinking, especially that it be divorced from self-pity, dishonest, and self-seeking motives. Ladies and gentlemen, when we get up in the morning, my experience, it's so important to live healthy, serene, and happy, and a quiet morning. Before we go about our day, whatever that means for you right now, our office, our dealerships are back open, so I'm going into the office. But by the time I go to my office, I got up in the morning, I've been on my knees, right? I've asked my God for a great day to divorce it from all those things we just talked about. I asked him to put someone in my path that I could help. I asked him to let me think about others other than just myself. I put on a guided meditation. I got an app. I put on my Bluetooth. I listen to it throughout my house, no matter what I'm doing. I don't sit lotus style. That's not my deal. But as I iron my shirt or do whatever, I listen to my guided meditation. I treat my body, which is a temple, to a nice meal. And when I go into work, I listen to my music, my Christian music. That's just for me. I listen to, I'm no longer slave to fear that I am a child of God. I love that kind of stuff. And by the time I get to work, I have not expended any energy, any bad energy. I don't have any anxiety. I show up for work and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to say hi to all the employees. I'm ready to walk around the dealership dressed like this, saying hi to everybody, all excited. I do that, Teresa, right? I go back to the service, to the wrenches. I go to the body shop, and every once in a while there's a new guy. And the word gets back to me. The new guy says, "Who's that guy in the real nice suit that seems like, he's all hopped up on something?" And they always say, "Well, he's just hopped up on A&A." And that's my deal, man. And I, listen, let me tell you something. I don't know where it's at. I always have a lamp somewhere around. But if you got a lamp, ladies and gentlemen, put it up on a light stand, put it on a stand. Now stop putting it underneath. Stop being worried about what other people are thinking about you. By golly, Marianne Williamson says this. She says, let your light shine. Ladies and gentlemen, don't ever let your light dim. Don't ever dim your light so others will feel comfortable around you. See, it's highly obvious already since you've been listening to me that I don't care what anybody thinks about me. I don't care. I don't know what your thoughts are about me right now, and it's none of my business. I have a daughter that's going to be 21 years old on Friday. And I'll tell you what I did today. And Susie, you don't notice it. I haven't had a chance to tell you. You were too busy working, which is great. Keep making the money, honey. But I called my daughter today, and I told her that I was taking her out on Thursday to get whatever she wanted. And she said, Daddy, I really need a mountain bike for my senior year in college. We're going. I can't wait. I got office hours on Thursday. I get done about 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I can't wait. I can't wait to pick up my baby, my little girl. She's at my mother-in-law's now because she's really rich and really care of her. And so she's at my mother-in-law's as she's on reprieve from college. She'll be here, I guess, in the summertime at my place. But I can't wait to go pick her up, man, and take her out. I can't wait to let her pick out any bike she wants. I mean, I'm hoping she comes. I mean, I know. But, see what she does. But that's the kind of stuff that I live for. And I can do it, because God has taught me how to be a steward of his money. Right? God has taught me that it's kind of nice what I do between the Serenity Prayer and the Our Father while I'm at a meeting. But it's much more important what I do from that Our Father to the next Serenity Prayer, huh? What am I doing out there? Am I taking this program out there? Where do I got to live and let live? Easy does it. I'm a friend of Bill's, and I'm giving everybody the finger and cursing out the window. Take those stickers off your car, making us look bad. Gosh almighty. Right, Teresa? Come on. Easy does it as they curse you out the window. Oh, must be another guy in AA. They get angry. Anyway, so let's get back to the book. Next paragraph. In thinking about our day, we may face indecision. We may not be able to determine which course to take, right? Here we ask God for inspiration. Inspiration means to breathe life into. We say, God, breathe some life into me. Okay, I try to do that with all my situations. If I'm going to go to work and I'm going to deal with a big meeting that day, and I got some big people coming, I say, God, please come into everybody's heart today. Please let everything go good for our business. And it works. Crazy. It says in the big book earlier on, it says we go from what? The bridge of reason. And where are we going? Where are we going? And this is the shore of faith. I'd love to live on the shore of faith, as one of my cats just knocked over one of my bar chairs. Thank you. And so anyway, I'm in the shore of faith today. I don't reason and debating and criticism. Oh, I'm not a criticizer. You can criticize me too, and I'm not coming back with one a little better. I'm just not doing it. I don't play that game. Sarcasm, I don't speak it, and I act like I don't understand it. When you're sarcastic with me, it goes, because those that are sarcastic in life, some think it's a character asset, God bless them, but those that are sarcastic in life, Samantha, watch this. They are sarcastic with 10 people in a row, and 9 of them engage. I'm the 10th. I don't engage. Pastor Ed Mutum, one of my heroes. Teresa, you remember Pastor Ed, right, from Davenport, Iowa? I know you've been on the dais with him a few times. And Pastor Ed Mutum used to say this before he passed away. He said, ladies and gentlemen, he would say to the convention, let's not be collectors of ones. What do you mean? Let's not be collector of ones. Let's not have 52 people during the day tell us what great people we are, and not in an egotistical way, but like I heard somebody say, I heard Samantha thanking Teresa for that last 12 minutes that she shared on Sunday, and Samantha said that 12 minutes hit my heart. See, that's the kind of dialogue that we have with each other. See, we uplift each other, you see? But some people, for some reason, they just think that sarcasm is an asset. And they got to talk about my tie, or they got to talk about my hair, or something. I don't know. And I just don't come back at it. I just don't engage. So those 52 people say what a great person you are, like Samantha did before the meeting. And then Susie and I went, Susie was sitting right next to me here. And we went in a meeting the other night, and I was the speaker. I don't know, a few hundred people somewhere in Texas. And the one guy didn't know he wasn't muted. It was, 10 minutes for the meeting. And listen to it, Ali, the guy said, "Oh, Jace, it's this guy Robbie from Jersey. Oh, he's a God freak. Oh, he's so annoying." Oh, I didn't laugh at first. And Susie started rubbing my neck. And she said, "Baby, I don't think you're annoying. Don't ever stop talking about God. It's what attracted you to me." In thinking about our day, we may face a decision, and that's where we get the inspiration, an intuitive thought process, right? We take it easy. We don't struggle, okay? After we do this for a while, listen to this. What used to be a hunch, top of page 87, or the occasional inspiration, gradually becomes a working part of the mind. It's a working part of the mind today for me to know good things are going to happen. I speak it in the universe. I speak happiness in the universe. I speak love in the universe. I chair a 12 noon meeting every single day, 12 days, 7 days a week, not 12. I'll take 12. They only give me 7. 7 days a week, right? Teresa, man, I get going, man. You don't know. I don't know. I create stuff. It just comes off my lips. But for 7 days a week, I do a meeting, right? Susie and a few people to go to the meeting. And it's positive. It's positive, it's upbeat, and it's energetic, and we attract a lot of people, right? Every day at 12 noon. And I love that stuff. You ever notice if you go to a meeting, sometimes the meeting will take on a feeling of how the speaker or how the chairman has started the meeting, huh? Let's stop being so down. Let's show the newcomer that there's hope. Let's show the newcomer that I love to see the guys and gals when I came here that smelled good, that looked good, that were dressed well, that drove away in their Cadillacs. I remember the first time this dude, Ellie, this guy took me for a coffee after the meeting, and he had a really nice Cadillac, and he got out, and he went into the 7-Eleven to get us both a cup of coffee, and he left the keys in the ignition, and it was running, and I'm sitting there with about 4 months, and I'm thinking, this is an AA test. I know it. They want to see if I take the car. Now, later on, he said to me, "Dude, I wasn't trying to do that." He said, "I didn't even think about that." But that's what I thought, right? This son of a gun wants to see if I'm still a car thief, I didn't take the car, and I'm still sober, man. Grace of God. So let's go down. Now it gets good. Down upon my page 87, it says, next paragraph says, usually we conclude the period of meditation with a prayer to be shown all throughout the day what our next step is to be. So when you play football, right, and you're a quarterback, okay, and it's third down and 3, and it's a big play, NFL, and you come to the sidelines and you ask the coach, "Oh, what do you want me to do? My God, these guys are coming after me, and my guys aren't blocking, and what do you want me to do?" And that's what we do with God. Dear God, what should be my next step? We ask especially for freedom from self-will, and we're careful not to make any request, right, for ourselves only. We may ask for ourselves only if it's going to help others. Dear God, please let me have another sober day. Dear God, let me have another sober day so I can help others. That's okay. That works. All right, bottom of the page. As we go through the day, we pause. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the great pause of 2020. I can pretty much give you a guesstimate that in about 3 to 4 years, 5 years top, I think it's going to be our 5th edition of the Big Book. It's already being talked about. And I can guarantee you right now, we are living history. I can guarantee you that 1 or 2 to 3 of the new stories that we include will have men or women that have gone through the pandemic of 2020 and not, "Oh, I didn't drink," or "No, oh, I went crazy." They're going to say, "I went to these Zoom meetings, and these men and women who have been sober for decades were speaking and sharing and giving their heart every single day. And something came over me, and I realized that I wanted to be like them, that someday I wanted to give back like they're giving back." And isn't that amazing? And I know it's going to happen. So realize what's going on right now. Sometimes we got to take a deep breath and show up in the moment. Show up in the moment right now on May 19th, 2020 at 8:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know what time it is where you're at. Okay. And realize that we're here and we're sober and we're happy and we're free. And we're not waiting for some correctional officers to lock us up. We're not waiting. We're not being careful about who might see us, except for the people without their videos on. I don't understand that. But through the grace of God today, we say, here I am, world. I'm a member of Alcoholics Anonymous in good standing. And that means that I don't drink anymore. And that means that I care about others. And that means I don't steal and I don't rob and I don't whore and I don't cheat and I don't con. And that I care about others. And that I'm willing to do anything. Not only that will lift the merciless obsession from me, but I'm willing to do anything to give it to you and say, come on, let's go. We're going to a convention. I love taking guys to conventions and conferences and all that stuff and seeing the Clancy's and seeing the Bob Darrells and seeing all these, the Bob Bazances and the Teresa Fairs and the Polly Pistols and just being charged up. Sitting with them and getting love from them and finding out what makes them tick and why don't they have any issues? Why does everything seem to be going good for them? You know why? Because they immersed themselves in this program called Alcoholics Anonymous. And they said, okay, I'm in. I accept whatever you got from me, God. Give me your marching orders. Bottom of the page. As we go through the day, we pause, okay, when doubtful. And we ask for the right direction and action. And check this out. And here's my topic. And then it says, we constantly remind ourselves that we are no longer running the show. Boom. Today, it's not my job to run the show. I lead a few things in life. And I know what I lead. And I know people like to be led. Okay. And I love that. And I love that. Okay. But when it comes to, I've given up step one. I've given up management. I no longer manage my life. I'm no longer in management. Now I'm just a worker. I serve. I serve you. And I'm a servant. I don't care about titles anymore. I really don't. I don't care about initials after my name. What I care about is, Howard S. I met Howard S. I'm looking right at his face. And we went on a cruise this year. I met him and him and his partner. I mean, we're besties, man. We can't wait to go on another sober cruise, right? In October, Howard, right? And I make friends for life. Are we going to piss a few people off on the way? If you're not telling the truth. If you're not, you're a people pleaser. When you're a God pleaser and you love AA and you're taking this book, like it says on page 102 of the big book, when it says, when we go to the most sordid place on the face of this earth and you carry this message and you carry it with love and with truthfulness and you're not worried about hurting an alcoholic's feeling and you say, listen, you're going to die. But come here and you got a chance and you have the right motives and you're on the firing line of life. Hey, Teresa, 102. Firing line of life. Don't that get you excited? Now, when I speak at Teresa's in the crowd, she's usually on the front row saying, go, keep going. And when she's up there, I'm usually laughing and crying. It's all good. So we're on the firing line of life, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start acting like it. You got your helmets on. You got your big book shield out. You got your 12 and 12 ready. You got your smile ready. And when you take those shots and you got your armor on and you just say, hey, no problem. May God be with you. Remember, don't engage when they come at you. Don't engage. In closing, I want to talk about, a lot of people in this room may feel as though they don't meditate. Well, I got good news for you. You do. If you worry, you are meditating negatively. If you're a worry wart and you have all that worry, congratulations, you're an amazing meditator. However, let's switch it around a little bit. Let's start meditating on God. Let's start trying to walk into the sunlight of the Spirit with everybody. Okay, stop all that meditation with the negative and the worry and COVID-19 and oh my God, I'm going to die. Oh, we're never going to get back to work. Listen, we got this. God did not start this program in 1935. 85 years ago to let us go in 2020. This is just a little hiccup. And people in Alcoholics Anonymous are showing the whole entire world how to get through this. I got 30 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, let me say this to you. I love each and every one of you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. I love me. Today, I'm worthy of living an extreme, exciting, enthusiastic, inspirational, and fired up life. And here's the good news. So are you. Find somebody that's got this program. Find somebody that's got this book. Grab onto them. At some point, look up at the heavens when all else fails and say, God, I want to be on your team. I want to be a soldier in your army. That's all I got, Allie. That's my 40 minutes. God bless everybody.